Hi, Lakyn. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. How are you today? Okay, I'm going to start off with don't usually do this type of reading, but for some reason it feels right. So I'm going to go ahead and do it, but it is unusual for me, so normally I would turn it down. So I just can't explain it. So we're going to talk to your sister. Um, I like to explain I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. And I describe the picture the best I can. They never waste a message. There's always a reason for what they show. They don't always tell us what we want to hear, but what we need to hear. So, this is not an exact science, so it's just the best way we can communicate. So, you have a whole list of questions. I can't promise she's going to answer all of them, but we'll just, it's their show. As far as I'm concerned, it's their show. And I'll let her say whatever she thinks she needs to say. She's, okay. She does come skipping in as a young preschooler type age. And she's got beautiful blonde hair. It's curly, or at least very wavy. It's beautiful. Beautiful energy, and then wings pop out like angel wings. We don't literally get angel wings, but she's showing herself that way. Very light, very lighthearted. She likes playing at your house. Your daughter does see her. They literally play together. So pay more attention to what your daughter says. I don't know how old she is, but actually there's more children there too. It's not just her. They're drawn to your daughter. She's very open to this. When I go to cleanse houses or something, people go, "Oh, my house is haunted. I hear a noise." No, it's usually somebody like this. Then we only remove the ones that aren't associated with you. This one feels totally beautiful energy, so there would be no reason to ask her to leave, which I'm sure you don't want to anyway. But there are others. Um, there's a young boy, you might ask him to leave. I'm not going to say he feels evil or dark or anything, but he feels heavier and a little more negative. We kind of bring everybody down. It's not the light, bright energy that I feel from the other ones and from your sister. And it's not that he's bad or anything like that that I know of. But just go in your daughter's room and tell him he's not welcome. He can find someplace else. Believe me, there's nobody stuck anywhere. We don't get stuck. Not not in my experience anyway, that I've seen so far. And it's funny because the address that I wrote down that showed up when you sent the money in, I actually was up there a time or two. Don't know if it's the same apartment. I'll have to look. as far as the other one that had a lot of people popping in. Might be something about that area. We never could figure that out. So why she shows up at this age, I don't know. Have no idea. But it's a way that she can. It's the way her energy feels. She doesn't feel like an old person. She doesn't feel like an infant. She feels like a little kid just out. She's just out to play, and have fun. And so that's about the age where you'd be really innocent and but still be able to jump around and play with everybody and talk. School. What about school? I don't know how old your daughter is, but she's talking about school. She's going to go to school with her. She goes to school with somebody. She's going to school with somebody. She, it, okay, you're not. Okay. It is totally possible for one to pass and come back in the soul of another one as the soul. Oh, crap. I may say this all wrong. It is totally possible. I don't want to say this. That if one passes, usually there's a length of time before we come back. We usually need to go back up there, and of course they have no time or clocks or anything like weeks, months. They don't have calendars, so I don't know for sure what their time span is, but usually it's several years, majority of the time, before we come back down. Now, with that one being so young when she left, maybe she wouldn't have all this stuff to strip off and cleanse, and because we go back up and they cleanse us, they peel all the crap from earth off of us like an onion. But she says she is not your daughter. She says coincidence that they look alike. Um, but she is not the soul of your daughter. So as far as them looking alike, it's just a it's just family resemblance thing. Um, do you sometimes hear things like pots and pans or dishes or something rattling in the kitchen a little bit, like somebody's kind of shuffling around? That's her playing around. What are you looking for? I don't know, it's like she's digging through the cabinet and moving the pots and pans. I don't know what she's looking for. Is there something of hers? And she mentions a baby bottle. That may not be what she's looking for, but she mentions a baby bottle. Is there something of hers or that was going to be hers shoved clear back in a cabinet in the kitchen because we're around dishes and pots and pans? I don't. She's not saying what she's looking for. The only reason she doesn't talk to your son is because he does not interact with her. He's he's looked up like this and seen her. He's, like, okay, yeah, I saw you, but I don't want anything to do with this stuff. So he's really, at least not this particular one, he's really not into it. But I think he's seen this little boy I mentioned. And if it was mine, I would ask the little boy to leave. So I think he might interact with her more if you ask the little boy to leave. And it's not a bad thing to ask him to leave. It's not. She says she just comes in whenever she feels like it, and which seems to be quite a bit. Okay, now she's showing a toy being knocked off, like falling off of a table or something, falling off of something. Something that you probably wouldn't even think anything about if you found it on the floor or heard it fall. She's kind of being a little ornery. She says she knows it's okay for her to be there. She knows it is acceptable. Once in a while, you feel like a wisp of air, like go past you, like she's going by. Well, like I can even feel it off my hand, when you do that, just that little of air just going by on one side. That's her. I mean, she's running around like crazy. She's a little fireball. She's all over the place. I'm not ready to come back down here. I like playing this way. I like that you allow me to play this way. You can ask her to leave. You can ask all of them to leave. It's your house. You can accept or kick out whoever you want. She says she is the one that plays with the radio, but she's not the only one that plays with the radio. So as far as I always tell people, like when I'm driving down the street and a certain song comes on, and if I want to know is this from you, Bob, when I get a couple blocks down the street, a truck just like his will be sitting there, or might see somebody's name on a billboard or a bumper sticker or something with his initials, or usually there's two things, at least when you first start out with the signs, because they validate, okay, the radio acting up or the song on the radio for me is for me, but then they'll have something else. So that's kind of a validation that, yes, that is for you. That is from me. So that's why you're getting, that's why you think you see the angel on the wall and the the dates that are a coincidence. Because it's a double validation. It's a validation of whatever's going on. Okay. She says yes, she would like mommy to know that she's there playing. She would like mommy to know how pretty she is. She has been to mommy's and she has stroked her hair. And sat next to her on the couch and curled up like, how little kids, they sit next to you, but they get all kind of sort of curled up in your lap, but they're not really on your lap. trying, to, trying to explain the way she's showing it to me. Like sitting next to her, but has her head over on her belly type of thing. She says, I like you. She says, don't think down on yourself. You do that sometimes. You're not crazy. There's somebody around you that she puts her hand out like this and wants them to step back. It's an adult. It's male. She wants them to step back from your energy. She doesn't like the way he makes you feel. She says you are worthy. Worthy. W-O-R-T-H-Y. And I don't talk to both my new teeth sometimes. Wow, she's just scurrying all over the place. Okay, now she's over. It looks like a toy box, and she's just throwing stuff out of it. Throwing stuff out of it. So whether the toys would literally, physically fly out of there, I don't know. She's got a lot of energy. She's really, really light. Which I'm going to mention the boy again. You know, he feels like he's a little heavier. She feels like she's really light and bright, so she could have enough energy to make things like that happen. Especially since she's been gone for a while and had time to figure it out. You ever watch the movie Ghost? And when they're in the subway thing down there, and Patrick Swayze is talking to the other spirit, and he's trying to learn how to kick the can and flip the bottle cap with his energy, because he doesn't have those physical fingers. It does take him a little bit to learn. Even though we've been there before, I said, how come we don't know this? If we keep coming down and going back and coming down and going back, then it just doesn't work that way. So she's evidently had plenty of time, so she might actually be moving these toys. She likes the ones that make noise. And she has kind of an evil little smile on her face. Have you had some toys that go off by themselves? No. Nah. All right. What would be a good thing is to tell her there's a bedtime. There's a bedtime for your kids. She's not allowed to go in there and play or play with them when it's bedtime. Set boundaries, set limits. You can ask her to leave, which I don't think you're going to. And I don't know that you need to, but say 8 o'clock's bedtime, you're no longer allowed to play with my daughter. You're no longer allowed to make a lot of noise in her bedroom. Her light, bright energy flipping around, your daughter will be able to feel that. Just like you can feel somebody's glaring at you from across the room, and you feel that, and you turn around and look like, what the hell? So your daughter can feel that, especially your daughter. Feel all that bubbly energy going around. So tell her when it's time to go to bed, you need to get out of the room. There's an uncle that she visits too. I don't know if it's her uncle or your. Well, it would be your uncle. Duh, it's your sister. Sorry about that. I don't know if it's an uncle or a great uncle. It's almost like she sits on his shoulders and pats on his head and plays with his head. Doubt that he's going to admit that he feels anything like that, but if you're ever around whoever this is and they kind of go like that on their head, like brushing something off, that's why. Talking about choo-choo trains. About choo-choo trains, skateboards, and tops, T-O-P-S. And she's showing, oh my gosh, this is a vintage top. So I don't know if she's showing me the exact one or just showing me a top. Like way back in my day, there was metal. They were metal tops, and they were about, most of them were about this big around. And you had a big stem that came out of it, and you pushed on it and pushed on it, pushed on it. And the more you pushed, the faster it went around. And a lot of them played little tinkly music as when they started spinning. So I don't know if somebody has one of these vintage tops or if you just have some other kind. Or somebody does. Somebody has this, something like this that she plays with. She's just bouncing all over the place. She says you once had a dog. She's showing a big, old, hairy dog. Kind of like collie type colors, but it doesn't look like a collie dog. But it's, I don't know, I'm trying to describe this dog. It's big. It's got shaggy, thick hair, long tail, a lot of hair on it, big round face, like a small version of a Saint Bernard. I don't know. It's not a Saint Bernard, or at least that's not the way it's showing. She's showing it. Big, old, gentle giant. She wants somebody to know that she has this dog with her, that she is around this dog, and he's safe. All right, now she's showing me bright lights, like little pinpoint lights in your house. Do it again. Okay, they're like little orbs, and they kind of grow bigger and they get smaller, and they grow bigger and they get smaller. So get your camera out, take some pictures around your house, and you should be able to find orbs. You're probably even going to get an orb that goes kind of a long line. It's not normally something you see with the naked eye. Usually it's something that shows up in pictures. Yes, sometimes it is dust. So they have to be debunked because they're not all orbs. But if it's actually growing, I've seen one. Well, I was watching a live feed camera, literally saw one, and it's the brightest one I've ever seen, show up in the middle of a table, grow, and then take off. So that's not dust, because I saw it about 3 times while I was watching this live feed in somebody's house. Dust doesn't do that. She says, you are going to see me again. She means in real life, not as her running around your house like she is now. But a long ways off. I don't know if she means in another lifetime or if she means she's going to come back later. She's not being clear enough, so I'm not gonna guess. I don't want to make anything up. I know that we travel in what I call soul groups. So we kind of, every time we come back, we usually have the same general, roughly the same group, because you're all, as long as you all learn together and stay the same energy, then you come back as the same group. But the next time you may come back as a man. Or that one kind of creeped me out when they said I was a man. No wonder I'm a tomboy. Always been a tomboy. You may come back, you may be husband and wife this time, and the next time it may be switched as the husband and wife. I mean, it's just, you come here to learn certain lessons. So sometimes you have to switch things. Sometimes you're the one being abused. The next time you'll come back and be the abuser. So you know what it's like on both sides. It's the things that we learn here. So she will still be in your soul group, even if she's talking about coming back another lifetime. She could be your mother, she could be your daughter, she could be grandchild, she could be anything. Could be man. Have you ever walked into a restaurant? I sat down one time and I kept looking at this man. I go, I know him. And I mean, I know him on a soul level. He's one of the few. Never saw the guy before in my life, never saw him again. And he turned around several times and looked at me. I go, he feels it too. There was that soul connection. Have no idea why he's not around this lifetime. Have no idea who he is. I think he was from out of town. It's just that soul connection. I'd say he must have learned his lessons better, because he looked like he might have been well off. I'm still poor. And poor has nothing, money has nothing to do with it. I don't know why I'm chattering. Let's see what else she's got to show. She's shown quite a lot for being, for doing this type of reading. That she's talking about hair, but I don't know if she's talking about your hair. Hair. It's like she's climbing up on my shoulder. You could possibly see some wavy lines here, because I can't, well, I can see her, but I can't see it on the screen right now. But it's just like taking pictures of orbs. I think sometimes when I do these videos, you can see a little bit of wavy. It's like she's climbing up on me. Talking about hair, but she's not talking about my hair. I don't know if you've recently done something different with your hair, or you're wanting to. There's always a reason for whatever they mention. Even the little ones. I'm getting extremely hot. I don't have hot flashes, but it's kind of like a hot flash. I'm getting extremely hot all of a sudden. It's like I'm burning up my whole body. Usually when they get close, you'll just feel it, a warmth in that area, but she's got my whole body hot, hot, hot. She says the word niggling, not a bad racial word, not the N word, racial word, niggling, and might be just something close to a word that you guys use. Like, I want to say it's more like a snuggling or a niggling up to somebody. I've never heard that word before. I'm not sure why she'd come up with it. So it may not be the exact word, but close. She says, I love hanging out with you guys. Please let me stay. So it's totally up to you if you let her stay or not. But know that she does go to your mom's house. And this uncle. Now my back is just, the rest of my body cooled off and my back is burning. Not burning like somebody's burning me, but just extremely hot. So she's got tons of energy. I don't know why she's doing that to my back. I actually have Archangel Michael staying at my back, so he's allowed her to do this. I do work with the archangels. Yeah, I don't know what she's doing. It's like right, I know you can't see, but kind of in that part of my back for some reason. So anything that happens to me or around me during a reading is meant for you. That's why I'm explaining all this that I'm feeling, because you're probably either have or going to feel this too. It's still warm, but it's like the warmth is moving. It's like it's in the middle of my back, and then it's kind of moving over, and then it's like a moving. Every so often, it's moving, shifting. Okay, she just jumped up and said, "I'm done. I'm done. Gotta go. Things to play with." Watch the crayons, see if the crayons move. She's only showing one crayon. I don't know if she means a whole box or just one crayon. She says, be careful what you step on. So evidently she's moving little things like crayons and putting them out in the way, and you're probably stepping on them. Kind of like a Lego mine, you know, when they throw the Legos out on the floor and you walk through there and it hurts like hell and you don't see them. That type of thing. All right, she's bouncing off. She's bright and bubbly. Well, I knew there was a reason. For some reason, I went ahead and did this, but okay. She says she loves you too. She says she says I love you more. I love you more. So know that if you're ever feeling like down or sad or anything, ask her to bring you that bright, bubbly, laughing energy, and it'll help raise your energy and brighten you up if you get in a bad spot. Okay, much love to you. Thank you for allowing me to be her voice. That was very interesting, and a little different. Anyway, Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. Thank you.